and decisions shape your life. You'll be aware of 5 above.
I can see 1 year ago, I had the idea to arrange 𝔻𝕚𝕕 Sophia with Julian Casablancas' I'll Try Anything Once. I did it because no one else would, because no one else could. I tried Sophia once, and it's not because I'm a genius, not just because.
I'm not just like the rest of you. I'm stronger, I'm smarter, I'm better. I am better!
I did it because they're the same song, and I'm the only one who noticed.
You're amazing. You figured this all out already.
Sophia is 𝔻𝕚𝕕's biggest number, with nearly 1 billion streams on Spotify and a platinum record. And today we're gonna find out the good, the bad, and the ugly. Did Sophia intentionally rip off the Strokes? Is 𝔻𝕚𝕕 really the authentic indie artist she says she is? Or is she just another self-made Nepo babe? An aristocrat crying poor? Am I really white knighting for the Strokes when they themselves are too cool to care?
Well, we're like this band, right? You may have heard of them.
Sound like
Strokes.
Andy Warhol's guy.
And
Hey, if I don't do it, who will? I'm your intergalactic fool, and this is how 𝔻𝕚𝕕 stole the Strokes, baby. Let's get into it. The 𝔻𝕚𝕚 Quadrille was born August 18th, 1998, which means 𝔻𝕚𝕚 is also Leo, not just an art hoe. She grew up in Massachusetts,
Moved to Carlisle, Massachusetts.
began posting music at the age of 13 until August 2017 when 𝔻𝕚𝕚 uploaded Pretty Girl to YouTube.com, where it went viral. Which happens. This was part of the larger cultural blip known as bedroom pop, represented by Boy Pablo, Hers, Men I Trust, and obviously 𝔻𝕚𝕚 herself. Then she signed with the music label Fader,
Fader. Yes, I am. So how did
put
that?
out an EP with Pretty Girl and a couple other singles. Until 2019, we'd see her debut album Immunity with singles Bags and Sophia.
This was my messy office in LA in the 90s. That's what my brain is like. Hi, I'm Sophia Coppola, and this is my book.
Sophia is 𝔻𝕚𝕚's love letter to director Sofia Coppola, who happens to be married to the lead singer of Phoenix, whose brother directed the greatest rock and roll performance of all time. And all the videos for the Strokes' Is This It? In 2010, Coppola directed a boring, slow, introspective drama called Somewhere.
I wanted to do a really simple portrait of this actor living at the Chateau Marmont.
The soundtrack features music from Phoenix, yes, but also the Strokes, specifically the B-side to Heart in a Cage, I'll Try Anything Once, which blends so beautifully with the themes of the film, as I'm sure you've noticed.
I'll have those moments where we're, self-reflective and thinking about, what we want out of life or what kind of person you want to be.
And the chorus was gonna be like, why not try it all if you only knew? But it never made it onto the song, so it was just sort of like, 3 ways to, dump someone, and 6 ways to get him back, or something. Just describing just all the different ways of doing it, everything. When I said I can see me in your
So 𝔻𝕚𝕚 sees this scene, phones up Vampire Weekend's Rostam Batman and says, Rostam, I think I want to be one of the Strokes. To which Rostam replied, I know, 𝔻𝕚𝕚. We all do.
I think I wrote that expecting it to be something that I would change later.
I thought New York City was a place where it was nighttime, 24 hours a day, and everyone was the Strokes. Have you ever gotten pussy before?
So, did 𝔻𝕚𝕚 steal the Strokes? Well, 𝔻𝕚𝕚 Sophia borrows quite a few elements from the Strokes. The writing is straight from I'll Try Anything Once. Well, maybe not straight, but it is from I'll Try Anything Once. You have the same key, the same chords, the same tempo, 114 BPM, the same melody hook she recycles 13 times.
I can see me in your eyes.
Seizure! This is theft! It is treason at the least!
The same internal rhymes and vowels.
I can see me in your eyes. Easy.
The story's different. We went from introspective life observations to introspective bisexual awakenings.
This is a gay thing. Oh! I see all of you.
This song is definitely about, I don't know, being a little bit more, like, free. This song is definitely about, I don't know, being a little bit more, like, free. This song is definitely about, I don't know, being a little bit more, like, free. This song is definitely about, I don't know, being a little bit more, like, free. This song is definitely about, I don't know, being a little bit more, like, free. This song is definitely about, I don't know, being a little bit more, like, free. This song is definitely about, I don't know, being a little bit more, like, free. This song is definitely about, I don't know, being a little bit more, like, free. This song is definitely about, I don't know, being a little bit more, like, free. This song is definitely about, I don't know, being a little bit more, like, free. This song is definitely about, I don't know, being a little bit more, like, free. This song is definitely about, I don't know, being a little bit more, like, free. This song is definitely about, I don't know, being a
One of my first experiences with a girl.
This is because you're a fag? My cousin's a fucking faggot, and I go on vacation with him and his boyfriend. I love him.
And you might think, wow, that's a lot of similarity. And it is, but that's just the songwriting. With Sophia's production, we have to mention Rostam.
Co-produced by one of our faves and sort of mainstays, Rostam 𝕬𝕬𝕠𝕜𝕖.
Well.
I'm assuming so. I mean,
so Rostam produced. He co-produced with me.
Okay,
Yeah, the whole record's co-produced with Rostam. Yeah. So Rostam produced. He co-produced with me. Yeah, the whole record's co-produced with Rostam. Yeah. He's a ball of light. He's a really great person.
Rostam's influence on Sophia is felt in many ways.
Would not be what it is without his guitar and his arrangement and, you know, all that he brought to the table.
He came up in the 2000s New York City rock scene with his band Vampire Weekend, which is a massive reason this record has so many Strokes-isms.
Fellow New Yorkers, Vampire Weekend. Love them. They killed it.
I like the Strokes, I think, because, in a certain sense, a lot of the music that influences us is pop music. So I always admire, people who write good, catchy pop songs, and I think the Strokes are a great example of that.
You have the crunchy lo-fi guitar tone.
Oh, shit.
You have the downstrokes playing 8 notes. You have the high register triads, which is a very Strokesy move. You have the super dead and dry sounding drum sound playing the pattern from when it started. And who's behind the drums? Daniel Haim, a known Casablanca's collaborator who played drums on Julian's Phrases tour.
Next guest is a talented lead singer of the band, The Strokes, and this is his debut solo album.
And even made an appearance in the 11th Dimension music video. Did the Strokes, did Julian and Gordon Raphael invent any one of these distinct elements? What are you saying? The Strokes invented the electric guitar? No, I'm not saying that at all. Even though somehow I'm sure I'll be accused of saying just that. But when you put all the pieces together,
it's just that kind of the way that those pieces fit together. It's very thrilling.
That's the Strokes sound, and they kind of did invent that. All right, maybe not.
I started listening to the Velvet Underground, just copying all their tunes.
But they brought it to such a high level and made it so famous that they might as well have.
References to Lou Reed.
The Strokes came out in 2001, and the next 10,000 nothing bands sounded just like them.
I think a lot of bands copied them in bad ways and made worse versions of it.
If you don't call that sonic innovation,
help me.
Perhaps you have a mother you'd like to fuck.
He runs away, it's so funny.
So yeah, Clairo stole the Strokes. Well, why don't the Strokes sue? I can tell you Billy Idol would have sued if they didn't credit him on bad decisions. Well, it's not like they need the money.
There's an element of make-believe in a band, isn't there, Nick? Swiss School's elite modeling agency.
Yes. I remember when the band first came out, there was this legend about boarding school, New York City, blue blood kind of lads.
And they really don't need the respect.
Win. I take the cash and I take the respect.
The people who sell music aren't just selling a sound, they're selling an image, they're selling a story. Because otherwise, why is she on stage and not any other girl? The case against Clairo is obvious. You take the semi-attractive, semi-talented daughter of a centimillionaire, align her with a trending subculture, and with clever branding, a polished aesthetic, and a strong network of insiders, make it all appear effortlessly organic.
Play what you want to play, James.
It's not that Clairo is an industry plant.
I think it was your first piece of harsh criticism where people said, it's an industry plant, her dad is this, and she got her deal through this fakery.
Mm-hmm. It's that she's a liar. You have a girl who's born in the purple, a scion.
Rich girl just adding to your millions.
And while Claire didn't choose to be rich, tell me, did she choose to pretend to be poor?
Parents work really hard. We're very working
working class.
Be honest.
I am being honest.
To downplay, to omit, to outright lie to our young, impressionable audience.
You know, my dad works in marketing. I'm so proud of him for getting to where he is.
There's nothing to see here, folks. All right, everything's above board. Papers are in order. That's good enough for me. Is that good enough for you? Great. You know, he's an intern. He's new to the industry. All right, he's middle management at best. Wait, no.
Well, today I'm here with the one and only Jeff Cottrell, marketing wizard, music tastemaker. Jeff has held marketing executive roles at some of the best-known brands in the world, from Procter & Gamble to Starbucks to Coca-Cola to Converse, and now Topgolf.
Do you find it curious that Jeff Cottrell is being interviewed as an expert in authentic music marketing? Because these articles scream organized PR, well beyond the abilities of a lone 19-year-old girl. Go ahead, tell me Jeff Cottrell hasn't coordinated this entire farce from the beginning.
We need to control the narrative.
Control the narrative. You probably yell that when you come. Oh, control the narrative. Oh, control it. Control the narrative. Oh.
How do you imagine Claire got this interview? It wouldn't happen to have anything to do with Daddy being decade-long chairman of the Grammys.
Such a huge festival.
Would it?
Jeff was also the chairman of the Grammy Foundation for over a decade.
I was there on the board for a decade. I served as the secretary, then the vice chair, and then the last several years I was the chair.
How did you go about getting your father to manage the band? Or did he, apply the same rules to
My dad bribed record company people.
Yes, he's totally helped me, and he introduced me to John Cohen, who works at Fader, which is where I'm signed. You know, with so many interviews that I've done, I've never spoken about me not having help. I've never spoken about me not having help. I've never spoken about me not having help.
Don't fucking lie to me!
In no way is he responsible for my career.
Yeah, he's more responsible for it than you are. Just ask yourself, who's more replaceable? A girl making 3-track music on her laptop, or the guy with the direct line to all the power players in the most gate-kept industry in Western cultural life?
And when you get behind the curtain and see how that world works, what you realize is it is unfairly set up for them and their progeny.
You know, you're a family guy, you're a C-level executive at large companies over time.
And I did a piece on the Grammys, and Converse was a partner with the Grammy Foundation, if you recall.
That's right, we were. I was on the board of the Grammy Foundation for 10 years as part of that relationship between Converse and the Grammy Foundation. So it was fun.
By the way, have you ever been? Enemy spotted.
Big surprise, the music industry is driven by gatekeeping, patronage, and elite relationships.
Rich people, powerful people.
There's no shortage of talent. Talent is a commodity. The artist is the most replaceable part of the machine because tastes change and no one can stay relevant forever. Not the Beatles, not Taylor Swift, not even me.
Music being my full-time job now, it's like so incredible, but so much of it is like things that you are yet to discover.
I hear this all the time. Clairo can't be an industry plant because her success is founded on the organic virality of Pretty Girl. And that video, being DIY, then clearly precludes the involvement of any shadowy corporate cabal.
Her father's success in the business world had nothing to do with the success of Pretty Girl. Clairo's song and video that she made on her own blew up organically through that wacky YouTube algorithm, and then when it eventually came down to a bunch of record labels fighting for Clairo to sign with them, that's when Claire used her family's help. That's it. That's the whole thing right there.
I'm sorry, bro, but you just don't get jazz. Pretty Girl did not go viral organically. Okay, yeah, you can go viral organically, but it's rare. And given what we know about Claire and her father, the onus would be on you to prove otherwise, which you can't do. This may look like a casual conversation. In fact, it's designed to look that way.
All right, I'm here with Clairo. We're going to be doing the 5 best songs on Apple Music right now. Let me take it back to the start. Where were you born, Claire?
But what you're really seeing here are prepared answers.
How long did you live there?
7 years.
The prepared questions. Prepared by whom? Clairo's PR team. She's in the midst of a scandal. The pressure has risen to the point she can no longer ignore.
Discredit her art. I'm just gonna question her authenticity.
Presenting authenticity as just another commodity in an aesthetic.
We have a notion of authenticity. Where if you are outed as being inauthentic, we feel betrayed by you.
So her team organizes an Apple Music interview to basically launder her reputation. Similar to how Zuck goes on Rogan to make people like him, except in his case, he at least doesn't have the questions. So you have a hope of a genuine response.
Zuckerberg just put on a chain and now he's like, you could say the N-word on Facebook.
Right. Here, Clairo's PR team likely wrote the questions they want the guy to ask to drive the conversation a certain direction and address certain topics like this industry plant thing. And she has prepared answers on her phone, which she reads from. Great. Very authentic.
I love the fact that you've written notes on this, by the way.
Yeah, I'm pulling up my notes. So it's Haley, who's my guitarist. Eddie's the drummer. Dejan is the bass player. Mike, the manager.
Are you comfortable with all those people?
Oh, we're like family. Yeah.
Right.
I love them so much. They're all my best friends. I'm just so happy that I can do it with them.
I can remember...
Notice how relaxed, how natural she sounds here. She sounds great. Because up to this point, everything's going according to plan.
You know what I noticed? Nobody panics when things go according to plan.
But when we broach a more serious topic,
it's an industry plant. Her dad.
You'll notice a distinct tension enter the room, accompanied by these awkward hand gestures and a special surprise. See if you catch it. Play.
But in no way is he responsible for my career. Yes, he's totally helped me, and he introduced me to John Cohen, who works at Fader, which is where I
Whoa. Hold on. Did you catch that? There's a discontinuity right there. A jump cut. Watch closely. These frames are not from the same continuous take.
In no way is he responsible for my career. Is he responsible for my career? Yes, he's totally helped me, and he introduced me to John Cohen, who works at Fader, which is where I'm signed. But he introduced me to John Cohen, who works at Fader, which is where I'm signed.
If you're trying to beat allegations of inauthenticity, of fakery, you don't do it by editing your answers to staged questions. Just the knowledge that they did multiple takes on that question is suspicious all by itself. Why would they do that? Did she mess up her lines? Did she ruin the take? Why? I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. Click. You think you find music? No. Music finds you.
I made my own choices. You think you did?
So you basically used to have the enemy that would choose a band, put them on the front cover, give you one song and say, this is your new favorite band.
All that being said, I love a good butt. And with Clairo, there are many of them. But she writes good songs. She co-writes them with professionals, hit makers. Not the same thing. But she has a beautiful voice. She uses autotune everywhere.
And let's bring in your vocals too.
Can you see me using it?
But she sings well live. She uses autotune live.
All these little games, you can call me by the name I give you.
And when she doesn't, it is not pretty. Strokes are industry plants as well. And you're fucking glazing their asses. How can you do that? You're a hypocrite. No. The Strokes are just rich kids.
Excuse me, there's an element of make-believe in a band, isn't there, Nick? Swiss School's elite modeling agency.
Yes.
There's an element of make-believe in a band. It's pretty cool. Meeting at Swiss schools, that's cool.
It's like realistic. It's not make-believe. It's not pretend. It's not fiction. It's like true. It's true to life.
Nick is not enjoying this at all.
That's cool. It's like realistic. It's not make-believe.
He is defending. He is defending hard. And Julian just doesn't give a fuck. A couple things here, though. You have to respect Nardwuar for actually asking the questions people want to hear, and the Strokes for receiving them without, you know, some advanced bullshit. Like, this isn't a staged interview, which is nice. It's authentic. Nardwuar even calls into question their success, saying, "We know you all have silver spoons and decent cheekbones. Is that why you're big?" Decent cheekbones?
The media likes nice cheekbones, doesn't it? And that's the problem, right?
No, that's not the problem. The problem is that I think the music is good enough that when you just hear it, it'll say a lot. And then, like, all the questions afterwards will be interesting, and all questions now are not.
All right, well, they're here, and they're addressing it, and it's not staged bullshit. And you gotta respect that. And if you go watch the Nardwuar Clairo interview, it's really nothing but softballs. You can see how Nardwuar has softened. His balls have softened over the years. The guy used to fucking interview Canadian PMs. Not just interview, he used to press these PMs.
Protesters were maced.
What do you say?
Some of the protesters were maced. Does mace equal freedom? Would you have been maced yourself back then, Prime Minister Chrétien?
But I don't know what you mean by that.
A mace? Pepper spray? Some other members
Oh, but
of
I don't
media-
know. This technique did not exist in those days. For me, pepper, I put it on my plate. Next.
For me, pepper, I put it on my plate. And Nardwuar he's like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna go interview rappers and rockers.
Next.
Roll joints, do speed. Ready.
Okay, and the winner is the Strokes!
This lot are cooler than an industrial freezer and more handsome than a gaggle of male models. To make matters even worse, the Strokes are all rich kids from New York. Proof that you don't have to look like a nerd and live on a council estate to make great dreaming pop songs.
So why are the Strokes just rich kids and not industry plants? Because there's not enough money in the world to make one of you write Is This It? Okay? The Strokes can't even write Is This It again. Their manager, Ryan Gentles, was a nobody.
You are a cocksucker. You are a crazy motherfucker. Oh, come on, man. I'm going to show this to my mom with all that? You kiss your mother with that? Because, I kiss your mother with this, man. Yeah. Oh! Like a son. I told you like a son! I'm scared.
Their producer, Gordon Raphael,
I went to them and I said, "Hey, I've got a studio down the street. I can make good demos cheap." And he said, "Thanks a lot."
Was a nobody. Their labels, Rough Trade and RCA, wanted the Strokes to use big established names for Is This It and Room on Fire. Gil Norton, Nigel Godrich, but they still went with Gordon Raphael, who had no name, no reputation,
no job, no car, no girlfriend, no future, no dick, okay?
I'd never seen anything I'd ever recorded be talked about in a magazine or people listening to it. It's like, wow, this was new. I knew something was happening.
Anyone could have made it the way they made it. They produced their best work with people that anyone would have had access to. You know, you bump into Ryan Gentles or Gordon Raphael in LES, which I have, or wherever. Have a decent conversation, pay him $300, now you're making an EP.
And they called it the Modern Age EP, and everybody loved it.
Does your EP start a bidding war? I don't know. Is it any good? Obviously, it's a little more complicated than that, but what's more, the Strokes always respected their audience by keeping it real. They said, don't believe the hype.
The hype. Don't believe the hype. Straight white hype.
We're Arctic Monkeys. This is I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor. Don't believe the hype.
𝔻𝕚𝕕 says, no, believe the hype about me. I'm everything they say and more. I am self-made. I am authentic. I am just the girl next door. I am a feminist icon, even though everything was literally handed to me by daddy. Turns out, you don't have to be poor to make successful, relatable art. Pretending is just as good. Stars are not born, they're made by marketing executives, and 𝔻𝕉 is no exception.
It's so embarrassing. I just wanted to be you. No, don't.
Oh shit. Wow. Wow.
What's it like?
Look at this. Meticulous preparation.
Don't read it, dude.